New Wave Toys.
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitcher here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka!
It also looks great charging up to 6 USB-compatible devices at once.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome.
If you were really on point back in the day, you had one of these babies strapped to your waist while rocking out to some tasty tunes. I'm glad reimagined the personal cassette player as a 16,000 milliamp portable charging pack for all your smart devices. This sweet throwback pumps out enough high-tech juice to charge up to 3 devices simultaneously.
Hey Kickstarter, first off, we want to thank you for your support in helping us launch our first line, Replicade amusements.
And now we're super excited to be back with you to help us launch our new line called Replitronics.
Thank you for your continued support.
Become a most excellent backer, dude, and bring some radical 80s style to your electronics.
There is a... Let's see if we can fix that.
It's never the show without technical issues.
Let's see if that's any better. Testing 1, 2.
Can't hear Glenn. Advertisement is playing over you, it says. Do we get? Does it work? Does it work? Let us know in the chat.
It should be okay.
Can't hear you, Glenn, it says.
Can't hear me?
Well, that's what they say in the chat. I'm just, oh, sounding great now.
Okay.
Barely hear you.
Just so anyone new to the channel, just so you know, we have yet to have a perfect. It's a thing with us. The audio is always messed up in the first minute or two, but that's how we get your attention.
Failed.
That's how we get engagement with the people in the chat. That's how we do it right there.
It's how we do with the participation.
Yes.
Check the audio, community. We have 150 people in here tonight. I guess they all want to hear Shilo speak.
We do. We normally go through the roll call, but there's so many people here. We want to thank you all for joining us today. But we are here to talk to Shilo, who is the CEO of New Wave Toys. So Shilo, welcome once again to coming on Kicking Old School. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Guy. Can we hear?
You still have an
There
audio
might-
loop? Not sure where that's coming from. This looks good. This looks good. Is it people in the chat reporting that as well? Or I'm not hearing it on this side. Do you hear it, Stephen?
No, I don't hear it.
Say testing 1, 2, 3. I think it might have been. Were you in the hot tub today?
I don't know if people can everybody hear Shilo?
Yep. Give us.
He
Give
is
us.
mute. They
let us
can't hear
know.
Shilo. Can you hear Shilo? We can hear. So
Okay. We're going to
Shiloh's
go
the
with
guy
that.
in the middle screen,
Yes.
not me and Glenn there. No Shilo, it says. So there's no Shilo.
I think Shiloh might have a loop on your end, Shiloh. The echo might be just local, so we're not hearing it on this side.
So Wiley had a great thing. It's Kickin'it Old School Lip Readers Edition. Nope, they can't hear Shilo. Shiloh's. We can hear him, but you guys can't. So Glenn's on it.
Let's see what's going on here.
Yes,
The charge machine has been recreated.
Keep talking. Let's see. Let the
Keep
people in
going.
the chat know. Can you hear
Let us
Shiloh?
know.
You got to talk to Shiloh so they can see if they can hear you.
He's not talking right now, so give him a chance.
And that's why we try and get to the show early, so we can test this out. Still says can't hear him, but he's coming through over here.
Me and Glenn can hear you, but the audience can't. That's the problem.
Shiloh is teasing us, all part of the thing. Still says mute him. Let me try this. Hold on. Say something, Shiloh. Say it one more time.
Well, it was working before the show, right?
Okay, let's see if people can hear you now. I just made a small adjustment here. Nothing with Shiloh. Yo, Shiloh, count to 10 or something.
Count to 10, Shiloh. They're asking you to count to 10. What the hell?
1/6 scale vocals. Say something, Shiloh. You gotta.
Say something. Shiloh.
Yes.
Say
Don't-
something.
Don't be Shiloh.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York.
There, it says it sounds like
Can barely hear him. Okay, so let's see if we can.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh, hold on.
very
Now,
low. But
there we go.
1,
Try that, Shiloh.
2, 10, 7, 5.
All right, I think we're good.
I'm
I
talking.
think we're good, yeah.
All right. All right. Welcome to
I'm
two
fucking
guys who know
finally.
nothing about streaming whatsoever. We appreciate.
Can you hear me?
I should have did this during this time. I should have brought this up. Hold on. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.
Please stand
Bum,
by.
bum, 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 bum. All right, here we go. We're back. There we go.
All right. So we are here tonight to talk to Shiloh about something pretty
That
cool
was-
that you guys have announced.
I mean, that was me. Like,
Shiloh
a
just
minute
basically
ago.
told us everything about the pinball we needed to know, and we have to go now.
Good night,
Right,
guys.
Thank you.
Well, 173 people. They're waiting to hear
Yes.
you talk about.
So, Shiloh,
this
so
new
let's start
thing.
this again. Shiloh, thank you for coming out to the show. You do have a couple of new products coming out. Obviously, the big thing tonight, and people have been talking about a lot, and especially in the fan pages and in all the other media, is your new black hole pinball table. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Apparently, I'm getting echo from
Guys,
Go ahead.
if you
We having an audio problem still? Now Steve has an echo.
I have an echo, but keep talking, Shiloh. I'll just mute my mic and we'll see if we can fix it. Go ahead. The show must go on.
well, I would love to if you guys can hear me.
Yep, we can hear you.
I have a really strange audio problem where I'm getting what you said like a minute ago is coming through to me. I don't. Yeah.
It says it's fixed, but I don't know.
Yeah, Steve has a crazy echo. Okay, but everybody can hear me, right? So
Yeah, just go on.
Okay, see, I said that like a while ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I wonder if it's a broadband issue between the two, because we're not hearing any delays over here. You come through immediately.
See, like I'm talking right now.
Let me see if I can do something here.
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah,
there's a
it's
massive
a
delay
little
with Shilo.
crazy. It's like I'm
It's
saying
a
something is
10-second
being
delay.
recorded and then playing later.
Are you listening through speakers? Are you listening through the? Are you watching the YouTube video? Are you watching us through the? Can't hear anything.
Yeah, don't watch us through the YouTube video. Listen to us through the
Right.
app.
If you're on YouTube, that's what your delay is going to be. You have to
We
look
got
at
to
the
give
app.
it 10 seconds.
Shilo? Not sure if he's frozen.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking at
I'm
his
just
picture.
the link. I'm on the link you gave me.
Yes.
And that's it.
Oh, there's high amounts of latency. Wow.
Really
I don't think I'm not on YouTube. I'm just on the link you gave me, Glenn.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Here.
I'm not sure what it is. Steven, you're coming through okay.
Yeah. There seems to be a 10-second delay with Shilo. Maybe we can get him to hang up and try again or whatever. You want to try that?
If Charlie, want to try and drop off and come right back in?
Yeah, you see super lag. Like that's what I'm gonna say is gonna be like a minute later.
Okay.
Try reconnecting, Shilo. I was gonna say maybe put up that picture. He's gonna come back, guys. So how was your week, Glenn?
Oh, I guess it was better than just now. I'm not sure why we're getting such a delay with him.
He was fine in his backyard last time he was with us. He had the whole thing in his backyard. So I don't know. Is he back?
He's back. I have to bring him back in, though.
Did it work?
Let's see.
Did it work?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing.
Did it work?
Acknowledge if you heard us say testing.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, it's not working.
Still nothing, huh?
I think there's a massive delay still.
But see, you're in Canada too, Stephen. You're okay.
Well,
right?
Isn't he in California?
He might be in California. It's true.
Yeah. He used to be from Canada. He moved to California, but there's a massive delay. Oh man, we can hear him. We could hear him, but it's like a 1 minute. We're going to be here till midnight if we if we do this.
Well, again, I apologize to people in the chat.
Hearing is not the problem right now, guys. In the chat, there's, I guess, people in chat wondering, yeah, we can hear him. The problem is there's a 1 minute delay when Glenn and I ask him a question.
But there wasn't. But that's weird. There wasn't. We were talking before. That wasn't there.
No, there wasn't any at all.
No, maybe he's on AOL still.
AOL. Wow.
Those 56K flex modems are not so good.
And not anymore. No. He went into the black hole, as people were saying.
Perfect analogy. Black hole pinball.
That's what.
I bet he really doesn't want to answer any questions. That's what's going on here. He wants to keep
big secret.
Yes. He's coming back. Secret. He's back again.
Okay. Fuck. Did this work?
I hope so.
No video, but if we can hear you, that'd be great.
I got to bring him back in.
Yeah, that would be pretty good, wouldn't it?
Oh, look at that. It's instant now.
He instant.
We
so
can
he
hear
heard
it instantly.
Let me just get him back in here.
Okay. All right.
I think it's good.
Hi, everybody. Good fucking day.
Maybe we'll extend the show a little longer tonight because.
Oh yeah. All right, Charlotte, we can see you.
Okay, you're good now, right?
And can hear us.
Okay, the thumbs up was like within a quarter second.
So seems like we're good.
Okay,
He's
now
acknowledging within a quarter second. Not
now the
a minute
people in
later.
the chat. People in chat can see you, but can they hear you?
Yes, audio's good. It says
Audio's good.
Perfect.
Okay, so whatever Shilo fixed, awesome. Okay,
awesome,
we can hear.
guys.
All right, that
Hello,
was
You got kids.
that was
kicked off his
13
kids off
minutes.
the
You're
internet.
not getting back tonight, people. But
Yeah,
we're
sorry,
here
guys.
now.
We always have problems.
But
though,
you know
right?
what?
Like,
You know what,
every time-
Shilo? We don't care at all your YouTube streaming skills. We care about your 1/6 scale skills. So
There you go. Yeah.
And those are the skills that pay the bills.
that's
Yeah, exactly. That's funny.
okay. So what we were saying
Well,
before
Happy New
is
Year, everybody. I want to start off by saying that Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody's off to a better start than me. It's been a little rough.
Yeah.
There's delays in production, finding bugs, have to rework thousands and thousands and thousands of Zoltars, but it's all good because we want to get you the best product we can. And, so little rough start, but, it'll all be good. Nothing we can't handle. And we're super stoked about our mini pin line. And I know a lot of people are, I would say, surprised that it's not playable. And I totally understand. Trust me, I get it. It took me several years to get my head around it. So I totally get that. It's shocking some people. And today we hope we just can talk about how we've kind of got to this point and what we've done and the steps we've taken and stuff like that and where we want to go with the line. So with that said, I'll just dive right in here and go way back in the old time machine to when we very first started NWT. And pinball was always, since day one, on our product list, right? We need to do pinball. You can't have an arcade, display, shelfcade, whatever you want to call it. You have to have pinball. It's just a vital part of any arcade, right? Plus, we love pinball equally as much as we love, arcade video games. So, we started out and we were very excited about the digital pinball and, how we can implement that into a 1/6 scale cabinet. And basically what we tried to do, and before I forget, I just want to give a big shout out to my buddy, Vince at R-Cade 86. He was helping us a lot back in these days. And if you ever need a custom, like a super sick custom multi-cab, reach out to Vince at R-Cade 86 and he'll hook you up. He does amazing, really sick custom work. So that's my plug for R-Cade 86. And but I really appreciate his help, and he's been a great guy. But anyway, so I got to say we're fired up about it. And then we found out a lot of other companies were also working on digital pinball at the same time. I'm going back 7 years here. And, there was some projects in the works back then that hit the shelves probably, 5 years ago, I guess, about at this point, maybe 4 years ago. And, we knew about those and found out about those. And, we had a full plan of basically what the original prototype was a digital play field inlaid in a more detailed cabinet with, real back glass, not using like a screen, like really recreating back glass with art and digital scores, small scoreboards and stuff like that. And, it was pretty good. It turned out pretty good. And, we started down the whole route of, okay, well, let's get a license and, let's talk to Immersion about haptics and blah, blah, blah. All this stuff, we were trying to get it launched a long time ago. And, it turned out that just frankly, it was going to be too expensive. And I could break down that a little bit. And you need to consider a few different things, okay, with the cost of a digital pinball machine. And number one is the cost and the processing power it takes to make a V-Pin look decent and play decent without any lag or anything like that, right? And so you need to upgrade there and have something very powerful to run that. And then on top of that, you need to have a really great screen. So I think, 4K screens for digital pinball is really the way to go. That's how you're going to get a really brilliant looking thing. But you need at least 1080p, So there's that. And so those are two huge expenses. And, then you got to consider with us, we would have to custom make a screen to fit into the play field. So we never had any like large gaps on the side, or the cabinet was out of scale, blah, blah, blah. So, there's even more expense there. And then when you consider all the details and materials we use when we make our cabinets, it's not cheap, right? We use metal, we tool the metal, tooling, this, that, the other thing, so basically, it came down to it, considering licensing too, you're not just paying one license, right, to whoever might own the IP, but you have to layer on a second license when you're licensing digital content, right? And that's, probably a lot cheaper when you're doing multi tables, but when you're just doing one, it's not very cost effective, and you're basically doubling the amount of royalties you're paying. So with these things said, the anticipated cost for our 1/6 scale mini pin would be, minimum $400 up to $500, depending on the complexity of the machine, right? So what does that mean? And if you look at today's, basically, if you did a comp shop of all the digital pinball machines that came out from different scales and everything else, I mean, they basically start at, 400 to 450, for like a multi V-Pin by At Games, I think it's 450, right? A tabletop thing like that. There's actually a black hole mini pin out there. It's hard to find. I know they have it at the Brick up in Canada. Really? That's the only place I could ever find it listed, And I want to mention one more thing, like with these products on the market, you can play multiple tables, and I wonder if everybody agrees that, I mean, the main appeal of a virtual pin is how many tables you can go and test out and see if you like them, right? Right. It's more of a like get a taste of that table, maybe try to learn the rules, so when you go to the arcade and play the real game, you know what's up. It's really not that. If you love a pin, I mean, me personally, I'm not going to play a digital pin that much just because it doesn't really do it for me. I like it. It's cool. But, at the end of the day, playing the real thing is the best, right? So, look, again, going back here, just a step back to like the competitive landscape. And so, after we made the prototypes and we were talking to the licensors and we were looking at the investment and we were working out the COGS and the CA and all that stuff. Okay, who's going to pay $450 for a 1/6 scale digital pinball machine? We're like, nobody, it's just like, that is crazy expensive. And, they just go up from there. Right. So, I mean, I've seen some digital pinball machines that, are $12,000, $15,000 and they look pretty darn good, but the other side of the spectrum there is, talking about processing power and screens and stuff. I mean, everybody's got the ability to play digital pinball on, in their pocket with their phone. And in fact, you can play black hole pinball for free, essentially, right? So, that all those things considered, it was like, well, what are we going to do? And basically put things on pause. We wanted to see how the products that we're going to market performed. And, it's really a red ocean category. There's a lot of choices if you want to play, virtual pinball. And, like I said, it took me a long time to come around and be like, well, how are we going to give the best pinball experience to our community and people who want a real, authentic, basically replica piece of pinball art, and that's the way we're looking at it. So now when we look at that product category, competitive landscape, it's blue ocean, right? What are we going up against? We're going up against maybe a shadow box. People collect shadow boxes. Those things are $160, right? Maybe, and then, it kind of just goes to Etsy at that point, where you can get, whatever paper mache pinball replicas and, all these things that look good from far, but are far from good. Right. So we're like, all right, well, obviously we're going to go play in the other blue ocean and, let whatever happens there in the digital pinball segment happen, so we could expand on this, but, it came down to it. It's like, I wanted the play field to be 3D. I wanted all the parts. I wanted double play fields, and all these elements of the bumpers and, and then expanding on that and adding, what we call super track mode, and we'll talk more about that. But I just wanted to lay that out there that this is going back a long time. This is going back 7 years and years in the making. And to get to this point, and it was kind of like, we got to, shit or get off the pot. And I'm like, well, let's shit. And, let's get this out. And I want to say a big thank you to the early adopters and people with the discernment who are like, get it. I'm impressed you got it. And there's a lot of you. So thank you very much. And, and hopefully, everybody who's this is shocking to, you'll consider these things and join us. So, what do you guys think of that?
Well, real quick, I want to jump in real quick. You said a lot there, but I just want to show everyone.
Yeah.
This is a really tiny pinball. Okay, it's mechanical. You shake it, but it is a pinball. Okay, so you can go that route. Or they did make this from the tiny arcades, which was a little Turtles pinball. It's playable, but it's Java. It's not, you can play it, but it's not anything spectacular. Now, I do have this, which I made myself, and so there are some being made as well. If I can find what I just did with it, of course. Here we go, bink. So this is a 1/6 scale that I'm running. And just so you know, this I had hand built. It was over about $450 to make it. Now, most people are not going to spend $450 for a little mini V-pin on there. Again, it's a generic pinball, and it's kind of still laggy, even with the motherboard that's in there. So when you look at New Wave toys, there's a couple things that they do. Yes, they do have the replicas that are playable, like the Berserk that's coming out, and the Asteroids, and the Centipede. And they do have the secret machines coming out, which are USB chargers as well as their old coin machines. But functionality is at different levels. I consider it a collectible, a beautiful collectible. It does have sound effects. It does have the LEDs on there, like Shilo said about the track mode. It is not playable in the sense of the other ones, but I was going through the chat. I have some people I'll bring up here from the chat that I got from the fan pages, but a lot of them were saying the same things. Most people, I know P-Dub's in here as well. He said it a million times, is these, you play it once in a while, but it's really a shelf thing. You put it on the shelf and you display it. You hear the track mode. You can pick this up and play it if you want. Some people do, some people don't. I'm of the playing variety. I do play them, and I do look at them. But when you're making these little mini dormas, which you have right now on the small screen over here, you have all the machines, arcade machines lined up. Having a little pinball in there is really cool, and it looks the part. And again, Shilo is really going for, and he always has kind of gone for, the realism of the device. Now, is it for everyone's cup of tea? No. And again, I'll bring that up a little bit later. But there are people who do collect those memorabilia. And to have a really accurate little pinball machine with the sound effects, the spinning, there's a lot of stuff in that works. Like you have Zoltar coming out, right? You don't really play Zoltar. You press a button, you see what it kind of does, right? It's not something you play. It's New Wave toys. It's not New Wave everything works and playable. It's really different toy products. And if one catches your eye and says, you know what, I want that, it's available. But the other key thing is, again, someone who manufactures things myself, price point is key. There comes a point where people will start saying, about $400, I can go now for a larger pinball machine. Why would I want a small working one? There's all these things Shilo had to kind of work out, and I get it. But I think for what it is, visually, I mean, like there it is in a small screen right now, the LEDs going around, even like the Dragon's Lair, the small LEDs, I don't know how you did those, the small little LEDs that are in there that look really cool. And the sound effects really is a nice thing people walk by, will see, and enjoy. And again, we've talked about it a lot. A lot of times with people having the home arcades, it's really just to walk in the room and hear the effects and see the machines going. It's no different.
Yeah.
Here's a screenshot right here. So you have little mini 1/6 scale machines and the pinballs right in the middle. And that's kind of what you're going for. Something that people has, it's metal, right? It's going to be metal, it's going to be wood, it's going to have electronics in there. Now, the one thing people did bring up, Shilo, I'm going to bring up right now is, what was the reasoning behind possibly not making it what you did with the change machine and the cigarette machine, making them a USB charger? Since it's not playable, making the pinball also a USB hub for charging the other devices. That was the question people had asked. What do you have to say about that?
I got to say a few things. First of all, we're 1/6 scale, and getting what we've done to fit inside a proper Gottlieb wide body System 80, it is already a feat. You know, like getting the 2 play fields. We have a speaker in there. We have a battery in there. We got a PCB A assembly in there, right? We have, let me say this, is nothing trivial about developing this product. It is highly complex, even though it doesn't actually play. You know, it really is. But the question, you know, going back to the question, why wouldn't we make this into a USB port? Well, there's not enough room, first of all. And B, we want to do more than one pinball machine. You know, this is like basically the kickoff to this line. And how this pre-sale does is going to determine where this line goes. So, I mean, you know, with that said, if we absolutely kill it, I mean, the next pinball that we do is going to be, you know, a much sexier title, I would say. Although Black Hole Pinball in its own right, you know, and the reason we chose it is because it is a beautiful pinball machine, and it is a classic pinball machine. And when it came down to it, if we had to choose between, you know, Black Hole and Haunted House, which are like 2 of Gottlieb's, you know, most famous pins, it was like, well, we're going to go with Black Hole because of what Glenn mentioned. There's a lot of mechanical parts there that we got working, right? The animated LEDs that trace around the board that are sandwiched into a 2-way mirror has this infinity effect that's just really, really killer. And then not to mention there's a small motor in there that drives the spinning galaxy, right? And then Glenn, you mentioned the Dragon's Lair scoreboard. Well, that's how we learned how to make those scoreboards, right? And actually in pinball, we're using really tiny OLED displays. And each of the 5 scoreboard displays are OLED plus the window with the credits and ball and play LED. So, you know, so why would we have a line of pinball machine chargers? You know, it's like we want to do more pinball machines. It's like one looks incredible with your collection. You got to start imagining to build upon that, just like when we started Replicade. I mean, we all started with Centipede, and then we got Tempest, then we got Street Fighter, and so on. You know, this is the same idea. And, you know, again, we decided to go in the collectible realm, and, you know, we really consider this art because it's so accurate and it has all these interactive functions.
Really quick, we had a bunch of super chats. Shilo, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions that some people ask in the chat. Zero Sleep was a $10 super chat, so thank you. With Zoltar, he wants to know if you can make him small so he can live in his new Wave Toys arcade. he can't wait for the mini pins. So that's an exciting thing for you right there. He also had another one, Zero Sleep sent another $2 super chat. Shilo, hear me out. 1/6 scale micro bowling alley. Possibility.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
We also
bowling shoes too with the spray. Can't forget that.
No. And we had a super chat from P-Dubs, Arcade Loft, $5 super chat, P-Dubs. Question, with the mini pins not shipping until November, will other pre-orders go live during the 2024 for other mini pins that might not ship until 2025?
Yeah, but we got to get over this hump, so we got a couple weeks left here on this pre-sale, and we hope some people that are on the fence will come on. And we're reaching a whole new, basically a very hardcore pinball community out there that is sort of separate from, our community. And I mean, that's good. I mean, we need to grow. We need to continue to grow. So it's funny. If you're a hardcore pinball fanatic, and I got to say, like, I am, and like everybody at NWT is, and we love real pinball and everything about it, right? So but it's good. We're reaching new people, but we definitely want and we created this primarily to start putting in and building that pinball line in your Replicade arcade.
We also have
a separate animal. I'll tell you that right now, because I have an arcade. That's a photo behind me, but basically I don't own any pins because apparently the maintenance on a real one is pretty high. Like, you almost have to be an engineer to.
So imagine them. Imagine a 1/6 scale pinball it'd be like watch parts. So
it's on the carpet. Exactly, Glenn. Exactly, right. So 2 points to that. Number one is we purchased a black hole, original black hole. And we got it in original condition. And thank God Eduardo's super mechanical and really good at fixing this stuff, because it is a piece of shit. We can't get it to work for longer than a day, and it's funny because we're like, now there's something wrong. I can't remember what's wrong, but basically we can't activate the lower playfield in our real black hole pinball machine, so we can't get footage so we can program the gameplay, right? So they're really finicky. It's incredible, and Glenn's right, like watch parts, all this other stuff. But I think we started with everything that we could safely say without, writing the check that, our ass can cash, basically, right? I mean, we know we can do everything that we're saying we can do. And just like Replicade cabs, this is meant to be the same thing. It's meant to, if you go back and look at Centipede, it still holds up. It's nice, but if you really start looking at all the details and everything we've added over the years compared to Berserk and Frenzy or even G&G, I mean, it's crazy, right?
Well, from when you started with Centipede, I was even impressed. I remember the Kickstarter with the trackball. I was like, how are they going to do the trackball? And you did that, and then it became, the screen, which a lot of people were like, how's he going to do that? It worked well. It was just the reflectivity that was a problem. And then the 2.0 came out in Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts.
CRT, yeah.
Yeah, man, and that CRT looks phenomenal. Now, the coins. People, you always gave little mini coins that people had. Now they're functional. Now you can actually put them in the slots. And does the pinball take the coins too? I think they did, right?
Yes. Yep.
So you put a credit in. So that's, again, another innovation that you're doing. So you're doing all these little things. I think the big people just got in their heads that they wanted to have a sub $200 physical pinball on that scale. It's just not feasible. Not yet, anyway. It's just not feasible.
Not yet.
Well, I was going to say something that I think maybe our community maybe realizes or doesn't, is that your products have evolved, and I think so will this pinball product will evolve over time. That as you make more of them, like everything else, it'll just get better and better and better, like your Replicades did. They started off, they were good, but they're even better now. With the Berserk and all that.
Let's face it, they're great.
They're great. They're awesome.
They are.
Yeah. And you know what? And I think if people can invest into the future of this, I think it'll be a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what? You're not going to lose. We're keeping this run pretty limited. You know, we already have like over $100,000 invested in this project. And we know this first one, we have an expectation, and we're right where we think we were going to be, because we knew a lot of people were going to be shocked, you know, and you can't prepare anybody for that or anything like that. They had to get shocked. And now I hope, you know, everybody is open-minded and can look at all sides of the story, as you should with everything in life, and, you know, consider all the facts and consider the price point. We know fucking way were we going out over $400. You know how much money that is? That is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's $400.
It's $400. That's like a bag of groceries, you know? It's like shit, man.
And nowadays, yep.
Well, it's at least eggs and milk.
In all seriousness, you know, we found this medium, and I wrote this in something, and I said, I'll tell you, there's digital pin, and we're going to do some comparison stuff in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to deep dive into the development and show some behind the scenes stuff and stuff like that, you know. But you know, nothing trivial about the development, and you know, we got to start somewhere, and this got us to the price we wanted to be at, and quite frankly, it's sick. It's striking. It's maybe what we haven't shown, it doesn't do it justice, but you know, the fact that the back glass door opens and you can open it up, and again, we're going to deep dive into some of this stuff over the next couple of weeks and show more and more. You know, the coin door opens, it's next level. We're going to show the inside of the coin door, and the new coin collection box looks really awesome. We haven't shown that yet. So we got some other things to show. And really, you know, you can have it sitting there in a track mode, and it is a normal track mode, black hole with do you dare enter the black hole, you know, that whole thing. And or you could pop it on super attract, and basically the way it works is you have to coin up, and you can coin up 1 to 4 players, or you could just, you know, press the manual credit or put the little mini coins in. And if you were to play a one player game, it's going to give you basically, how we're doing this is that's Eduardo playing that demo, right? I mean, we set up, and Eduardo, I've given him huge props, because he's like an AV, you know, he sets up like shows and concerts and all sorts of shit. So it's like, we set this up like cameras and audio recording equipment around our original black hole, and playing the game, and it's recording, and it's capturing the scores as you're doing certain things, right? And all the sounds and all the LED segments are exactly like they are when you're playing the real game. Wow. So, you know, it's pretty neat. You want a longer one, you would just want to hear that go for a long time, pick a 4-player game. That's going to go for probably, you know, a half an hour.
Wow.
Right? So
that's pretty cool.
Right, real quick, we got a couple more super chats, Shilo and Steven. So Jason, our local AI that we have here on the show, Black Hole has amazing detail, Shilo, but I do have to ask, I hope I pronounced it right, Gogar 2025. Now, it's not a Gottlieb table, but
I think it's Gorgarth, right?
Gorgarth, okay, that works.
Something. Yes, I love that table. That's sick. But I'll say, we're gonna do this, and because it's my favorite pinball machine of all time, and it's kind of like Gorgoth, I think it's called Gorgoth, is Centaur, and it's very similar to Gorgoth, and it's my favorite, and it's the one me and all my buddies used to play at the R-Cade, and you know, we could go a long time on a couple quarters on that thing, you know. So I definitely want to do that if the line's successful, and all these. I'm a big fan of 80s and 90s pins. Not to say we wouldn't do something from the 70s, you know. I mean, a Kiss would be cool, you know, a couple other things with the whole electrochromatic.
Electrochromatic?
Yeah. But, you know, kind of after 2000, I in the latest pins. I mean, guys love them. Eduardo loves them and stuff. But I'm just, it's too much for me to follow with the screens.
Right.
And I don't even know what's going on.
Especially get multi-ball. Get one of those multi-balls, and it's nuts.
Well, I know how they work on the classic tables. You hit down your sequence of targets and stuff like that, hit your skill shot, and you release your multi-ball, right? It's like, I don't even know what I'm doing when I play these new pinball machines. I have no idea.
We have another super chat from Chris. Says, I'm stoked for the new line. Are you doing just Gottlieb, or is there a chance for Bally's? 1979 Kiss, which you mentioned a second ago.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes,
I mean, the sky's the limit when you think about it. Like,
for sure. I mean, we've been talking to them, and that's who, was part of the original plan. But it was so much money. I mean, we're not a huge company, we're nowhere near as big as any of the other competitors in this space,
And yet you're building stuff of very high quality. You're taking the time and the patience.
We're trying, and man, it poured heart and soul into this black hole. And I gotta say, I mean, I don't know.
Is that a pun? I poured my heart and soul into the black hole. I got it.
It might be
into the black hole.
But we really, do think we captured the soul of the game and the heart of the game. And, with the crisp audio and just how realistic it is and the three-dimensional look of it. I'll tell you, when we got the very first good Centipede prototype, I looked at it and I got the same feeling that I got when I looked at this latest black hole prototype. It's really
well. I think that's the other thing too. It's something once I think some people get in their hands and see it, it's hard to judge. They had a preconception. That's the thing. People get a preconception of something, but when they see that, I'm sure it'll be a different level. Just trying to catch up on Super Chat, Shiloh. I'm sorry. So
yep, no problem.
We have one from JR just saying, Shiloh Williams Pinbot, please.
Oh yeah.
We also have Video Game Vegas. Shiloh, I love Haunted House. So does this guy, by the way. But Black Hole is a great choice. I understand no room for USB hub, but I can never have too many for my Replicade. So it looks like you should be making more kinds of USB hubs for the fans of Replicades.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting thing, and we certainly are. Cigarette machine that's just finished tooling. That's going to be a limited run, and we have an idea for the next one already. I want to ask everybody out there, the charging port suggestion, I know Rexer emailed us and suggested it, and a lot of other people, obviously, and a lot of people are suggesting it. It ain't going to happen where we have, six ports sticking out of it. But we might be able to do is, have maybe 2 ports where you could maybe charge the things that are right next to it, so that's something we could look at, and I'd love to hear, and tonight, lay it out there, guys. What other feature besides that would make sense for this? That's not going to
I tell you right now, we need a 1/6 scale Shilo to put in front of the pinball, playing it, towering over it. That's what we need.
Nobody's going to buy that except for me and my mom.
We have another super chat from Goofyfoot. Black Hole is looking amazing. Keep the pins coming. Any news about a display monitors? For Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, the monitor. What's going on with that, Shiloh?
Yeah, thanks for asking there, Goofyfoot. Yeah, it's under a rework. We brought the latest prototype of the monitor to the Cleveland Gaming Show there last September. I think I told you, Glenn, and I showed you it, and it got destroyed coming over in my luggage. Like the board is flopping around, it won't fire. I was like, oh man, brutal. But it kind of was good because we didn't show it, and I sort of took a step back, and I'm like, this product needs to be better. Right now, it's going to make everybody really happy who owns a Dragon's Lair and a Space Ace, and they can do screen mirroring. But it's not, there's no appeal beyond that because that really only works with that. So taking a little bit of a step back and looking at how it can work with more devices.
Well, it's HDMI in, isn't it, on the back of the TV set? So
it
actually,
is, but it's hard to scale, and like we're already pre-scaled to fit in.
Okay.
4.3 aspect ratio, right? Okay. But if you were to plug in your VCR, you know, or maybe not a VCR, but a DVD player with HDMI or something, I think we actually did plug in a VCR somehow through a converter.
A little thought, Shilo.
The aspect ratio is all fucked up.
A little thought. Again, just throwing it out there. Having a small either storage on board or an SD card slot, they can put little videos on it, pre-recorded videos.
Yeah.
So you can play them back. Just an idea.
No,
video
exactly.
File or video to the radio star.
We need more on that product to justify, you know, what it's going to cost to develop it and get it out and volume.
I just realized, is that going to have the CRT 2.0 filter on there by chance?
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay.
You know what? It's CRT 3.0 because we made improvements to well, we made improvements to Food Fight and nobody really noticed. So, or maybe they did. I don't know. But yeah, so the one that we now have in Ghosts and that's in Berserk and Frenzy is actually 3.0, but we just call it 2.0.
We have another. Sorry, Seattle. We have another super chat from Gallagher Guy 88. Is this year still a big year for New Wave Toys?
Yeah, it is, and I mean, we think this is a big thing to launch this line, and man, just imagine the possibilities, guys. And if you think about what we're doing with our modeling and taking into the three-dimensional aspect of the pinball playing fields, and what we've learned with animatronics through Zoltar, imagine where this can go, and imagine your favorite pins and your favorite toys that are on your play fields being animatronic, and having that and being able to look at it. And although you might not be able to play it, these are the types of things that we can keep evolving as we go. And you know, that DMDs, right? Blah, 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 all this stuff where you're, you know, looking true to scale and you're getting all that detail. And again, you can't play it, but there's plenty of other options to play digital pinball.
Another super chat, Shilo, from Mike Sarna. Now, this out of the blue, please give us an update on the joint New Wave Toys and GRS.
Yeah,
partnership?
well, the update is we're going to make the announcement next month. And,
nice.
And Glenn, we'll get together and we'll do that. And it's coming. I mean, this is.
I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm gonna make a month.
I don't even know what's going on.
He doesn't.
So.
No, Steve doesn't know.
No, Glenn tells me nothing.
I know you would fucking screw up and tell everybody probably, and then we'd be
tell everybody the secrets, the deep dark secrets.
That's it. But no, really I take my vow of silence.
Good.
Very big.
You signed an NDA is what happened.
Well, that too.
Couple more
That's
weeks.
Exactly what happened.
It's coming up. We got a lot. We got a lot to do this year. Got a lot to launch. We got a lot to drop. I mean, it's going to be action packed. So, yeah, next month.
This next question is awesome. I cannot pronounce this guy's name at all. KCPIRANAH58. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it. But
Casey
this is a really. Oh, Stephen, you're a genius. This is a great question. Is there any chance, and this is great, of making a functional 1/6 scale jukebox? That's an awesome idea.
Functional? Like you know, what do you mean by functional? Like the records are going to be?
I would say that maybe the records move, but you know, it probably plays MP3 files. But maybe the records or the discs, you see them going in and out or something.
That it's doing something
like a Zoltar, some animatronics with that. That would be pretty cool.
I tell you, we really like the idea of doing a line of a few different jukeboxes. And we're pretty good at making audio equipment now, you know, with everything we've learned through our boom boxes. And yeah, I think it's very, very, very feasible.
I had a super chat from Markuson, but it was just a $9.99 super chat, so I do appreciate that. If you have a question, put it down. I'll try and pull it up as soon as you do. But Bushin Ryan Cat I'm not wearing my glasses, so if I'm butchering it, I apologize. He has a
Ryu Cat.
Thank you. An idea for the second edition of the Mini-Pin. Same size, but the play screen can be lifted off and replaced with an iPad or a tablet with a digital game download from you. The background keeps a score, the Replicade mini bar. So basically, you build the playfield like you do, but that comes out, and you can put in a cell phone and then play it. That, sir, is a genius idea. I got to say, that's a really good idea. What do you think?
So many different cell phones.
I mean, I really like the idea of being able to pull the back glass out and pop up the playing field and take it out and put something. I mean, I think that's really cool. I mean, the problem is with that is everybody has a different size device.
And that's what she said. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the first.
It's a family show, Glenn. It's a family show.
It's like, well, I mean, if you have a phone that's too wide to fit in there, or
I'm just gonna.
Or it's like, man, that's tough. It's tough. But I got to say one thing to this. I dig the idea. Maybe a built-in screen, and then you could mirror your iPhone from it. I think maybe that might be.
Oh, that's a good idea too.
To get around that.
Chromecast to it.
And it actually resolves a lot of issues because obviously you're not going to have to put in a powerful.
We don't have to. We don't have to do
right.
We don't have to make the software or pay licensing fees and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty neat idea. Actually, that's pretty cool.
That's a real good idea. I don't think you copyrighted that, so we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Now, yes, Shao, I'm going to bring up a couple of questions in a minute. But is there anything else you want to say before I go into some of these questions that were posted in the fan page?
No. I mean, just go ahead and ask the questions.
Okay.
I mean, we'll just flow. Yeah.
I'm going to bring one up right here. So this came up from Mark Morgan. Upvote for Black Hole as is, and my perspective rationale. As cool as the mini video pinball units are, video pinball is simply not what I remember seeing in the arcade. So a video pinball isn't what I want to look at in my mini arcade scene. While I love the cabs and the playable and fully functionality legit original ROMs, the true form would lose something in the visual aspect, which is a huge part and draw for me. Honestly, I spend more time just admiring and enjoying the visuals and audio waves of nostalgia in the presence of my full lineup, usually accompanied by playing on my larger cabs and units in my gaming zone. I do play the small cabs, but it's not what brings the most enjoyment in the way of the full scene and sounds do. My bottom line, I love that they are prioritizing visual appeal and accuracy of lights, sounds, and 3D. That's big.
Proportionally.
Thank you. And getting as right as possible.
And I'm helping them read.
I was doing so good. I suspect that others may well get on board when they see them in the arcades, as many as have created. I wonder how many of you will similarly get over the initial disappointment, as I have, and move on to what makes these tables unique, an awesome little nostalgic niche that each of us relate to powerfully. How about you?
Well, I wrote that, so that was me. No, thanks, man. I mean, that's like, you get it. You had the discernment. You got it. You're an early adopter. The problem is with people waiting, you're going to pay more for these. Right now, $199 is as low as we could possibly go. Obviously, we got a wicked good deal to pre-order in on this early. The price might go up by the time we launch it, which is the case with a lot of stuff. I mean, Zoltar's gone up, and so is Berserk and Frenzy. So when you pre-order, you're getting the best friggin' deal possible, and you're going to get it, and it's going to skyrocket in value because a lot of people, it's going to be just like Centipede. Once you start getting them and everybody gets their head wrapped around what they're doing and stuff like that, you're going to be paying through your nostrils.
Yep.
On
And
eBay
we talked about that a lot of times, Shilo, that, the early cabinets, and even as each one sells out, eBay now becomes, the prices triple, quadruple. They actually do. I've seen Centipede go for as much as $1,000. People trying to track those down. So I always tell people, you buy it, and if you have second thoughts, you will make money on the secondary market for sure. I have not seen anything that you guys have made that anyone's take a loss on, basically.
Never. Not, and we pride ourselves on that, We consider what we're doing art.
You're Bitcoin.
Pardon?
You're Bitcoin. You're basically Bitcoin. You're just, making digital currency go up.
If I could get my head around what the hell Bitcoin is and all this cryptocurrency and stuff, I'm so far behind on that understanding.
You should make your little mini coins little Bitcoins.
Bitcoins?
Yes. Maybe you can make some money.
You know what? I still can't believe they changed Staples Center to Bitcoin Center or whatever, crypto arena now or whatever. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Somebody's bright idea. That was, yeah.
Fuck, I guess they're making a lot of money if they can afford it.
So
Staples, not so much. People aren't using paper anymore and pens,
They are.
Yeah.
So here's another question that came up. This one, let's see how this one goes if I pull it up properly here. So this one's from Josh. Come on, people, get real here. I can take my old obsolete Android smartphone and with just a Wi-Fi connection and download and play just about any visual pinball table made, including the awesome Zen Fantasy tables. New Wave Toys didn't just drop the pinball on this one. They could have spent much less time and resources on making a playable VPN, as the cabinets with legs, virtual back glasses, a plunger, flipper, and so on, and the 1/6 scale that actually works. I have dinner guests and friends that marvel at my playable mini arcades with both New Wave Toys and Numbskull editions, which, by the way, are not the same size or scale, but that doesn't matter to them. And yes, I even have the American Girl playable pinball. I remember seeing that in Walmart, actually.
Yeah, I know.
What the hell am I supposed to do and tell them when they want to play the beautifully detailed Dollhouse pinball machine or the, I guess I could put the Stick Arcade out of order sign on it that you saw in the real arcades. Actually, I saw this on Elvira Pinball in my favorite arcade in Phoenix. So sorry, New Wave, but I can't and won't have this broken out-of-order machine in my miniature arcade. I don't have room for it, no matter how pretty it looks, since you really only make toys anyway. Or why couldn't you have gone with the 1/6 scale V-Pin? I could have truly been awesome addition. Actually, we have begged to get you to re-release. Here we go. Centipede. Those of us who never could get one instead of wasting time on this showpiece. I was told personally by New Wave Toy CO, and I guess he's saying you, Shilo, over the phone that Centipede would probably never be reproduced due to going back to the drawing board with a trackball and manufacturing setup. So sad. A mini 1/6 V-Pin could have had a decal dress-up kits for various tables, and you could really have cashed in because I'd buy 4 or 5 of them just to play pinball selections on my mini arcade. You guys need to go back and start asking the fan page community what we really would like to see before pulling the trigger on stupidity. I'm just reading what's there, Shalo. It's not coming from me, but
I mean, it's still a free world, isn't it? Kind of. I mean,
it
people
is.
could say whatever they want. I got super thick skin. It doesn't bother me at all. Okay. It's fine. I like the criticism and I like people's ideas, but I'm telling you, I did the fucking research. I did this, and I am telling you, I will put my little non-playable digital pin up against anything that's kind of like it, the same size, that's twice the price, and go ask a true pinhead what they prefer, and I think we'll be picked 9 out of 10 times.
And like you said, everyone is entitled to their opinion.
Absolutely.
And I understand his point with wanting to have it, but someday, especially what the community member said before about maybe having a removable play field and putting in a cell phone, have a screen, and using like Bluetooth or Wi-Fi to communicate the visuals. But yes, you can make 1/6 scale. I mean, I have one here.
I want to say something after you're done.
Sure, absolutely. I have this one right here. They're a nightmare to set up, these V-Pins. They're a nightmare. And of course, if you're making a true V-Pin, it's a problem with licensing. You can't really put a bunch on there. You couldn't do that. It would simply be one at $400 or $500.
We wouldn't do that. And like I said, our digital pinball had a dedicated back glass, right? Because I don't think the digital play fields look good. I'll just be straight up. I mean, unless you're running it on a super, super high end, very expensive thing.
Right. Well, I can tell you, it's not on this one here. This one I just look at. It's laggy. You know,
it's laggy. There's so many problems. It's right. But I will say it a million times. There is so many options for guys to go play virtual pinball. So many options out there that would be better than what we have done. And again, price point. No way we're doing a $400 to $450 digital pinball. It's only playing one table. All right. We want to get at the $200 price point and maybe go up from there depending on what the features are and how advanced it gets. And, I got to stand by that because I firmly believe it.
And Steven, you said you had a question?
Yeah. So I have a comment. So I don't think a lot of people realize I have friends that have built virtual pinball machines, basically full size. Yeah. These things require a high-end PC, 2 GPUs of high caliber. That's to run it so that you're happy with the ball, light, physics, and everything. The whole 9 yards.
Right.
That's a full-size thing. Shrinking that down to that size, you're going to need probably the best processor you can get your hands on, and that ain't going to be cheap. And to be honest with you, I've played with a virtual pinball. It is not the same as the real thing. You don't get the same ooh la la factor. You don't get pulled into that nostalgia at all. It's close, but no cigar, in my opinion.
I agree with you, Steve. I think it's a taster. Like I said, it's like good for like getting a little feel of different.
Oh yeah, right. I played this Back to the Future pinball machine, but when you actually go to a real Back to the Future pinball machine, as much as that pinball machine sucks, is that the physical ball is rolling. You actually hear the relays going and everything else, and you're like, that virtual pinball ain't going to come close to that. And I think even if it's just a toy that's not playable, having that clang and that sound and the mechanical analog stuff moving around, that's irreplaceable in my opinion, because you have to draw that line. Do you want to play the game? Fine, you got 100 things to play with, but to get that tactile analog vibe out of it, it ain't going to happen any other way. And to keep the price down, that little CPU would have cost a fortune.
Yeah.
So forget it. I mean, that's where you got to draw the line in the sand,
too,
right?
Steve. Screen is another one.
Well, the refresh rate's got to be high because that ball's flying across the screen. You'll get people bitching about, oh, there's some ghosting, and then it's a slippery slope after that. And that's the thing where, why do you buy these things? What you got to ask yourself that question: why do you buy one of these things? You buy it for this or that. And if you want that, you go get that. You want this, you know what I mean?
It's just funny how pinball requires such intensive horsepower, GPU power.
Well, it's all real world physics. Right. That's the problem. It's not a little guy running across the screen like.
It's basically that pinball on my Windows XP machine was just fine. It's basically that pinball. It was great.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to say that I think people got to put their expectations in check, to be honest, of what it takes to do a pinball, even a virtual pinball, and what kind of GPU you need to run the damn thing.
Right. Properly. Run it properly.
Yeah, properly, where people aren't going to be writing nasty letters to Shilo here and going, your thing sucks and blah, 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 get all angry and start trolling it. You don't want that. I mean, this is the line in the sand of what people want out of this thing, right?
Okay, speaking of which, I have one more comment. So I pulled 3 comments off of the fan page to go over. This one here was from Chris. I have always liked everything that New Wave Toys put out. Oh, excuse me. Have I always liked what New Wave put out? No, which is okay. No company pleases everyone, and everyone has a right to say what's on their minds about these products we spend our hard-earned money on. But expectations, some sort of modern V-Pin capacity from a primarily 1980s nostalgia toy company, or not understanding physics and thinking could be done with no problems at a cost-effective price point is just insanity.
Basically, what I just said.
Exactly. That's why I was wanting to bring this up. That's why I was bringing read this at all. These guys are the best at doing what they do. Do you think they tried? Do you think they crunched the numbers, the cost, and even entertained some sort of V-Pin option, which I'm sure they didn't, because we all know V-Pins on fire on Showbiz in 1984. Do you know how much they cost? more than a lot of us in the community can afford or want to pay for. I would think to be worth it, by the way. Nostalgia, physics, and cost are what happened. So I'm down for the V-Pin as it is. It's fucking rad.
Maybe in 10, 20 years, you'll get a CPU this small that'll do everything.
No, I actually, I think the way things are going right now, I think maybe next 3 to 5 years, the horsepower will definitely be there to do pinball in this particular fashion, but it's not here yet.
Yeah.
It's just not here yet. So you see in the community, you have the people who are just behind it regardless. You have the people like, no. Then you have people like Chris that are like, yeah, I understand your reasoning behind it. I'm still on board with it. But I know, Shilo, I know you well enough to know that you kind of probably were driving yourself batty trying to make this the way everyone wanted it, but you can't please everyone all the time. And I do think what you did here is pretty neat.
Well, that writer there, I mean, is really spot on, and everything he said, and it kind of mirrors what my big download there at the beginning, right? If everybody didn't fall asleep during that. But I had a lot of things that I kind of wanted to say, and and definitely you circle back and it's like, yeah, everything you said is right. It's like we absolutely did our due diligence. I mean, it's not like we didn't look at it, and like I said too, man, I wanted it to be playable. Are you kidding? I mean, we all did at NWT, but over time and monitoring how that category has done, it hasn't set the world on fire. Whereas real pinball has and is gaining more popularity. And I'm not dissing any of those products. And if you love virtual pinball, good. I mean, good for you. It's all good. But I tend to lean more towards the traditional. And it's funny. Another thing that happened along the way that was a real eye opener to me was we were at a licensing show, and we managed to set up having a few drinks with Roger Sharp. I think you all know who Roger Sharp is, right? The man who saved pinball. He is like the pinball god who basically went to court and everything else to when pinballs were illegal.
I remember those days,
illegal, right? So he's the guy who showed that you actually have to have skill to play these things.
They made a movie out of that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It's called The Man Who Saved Pinball.
Yep.
Yeah, really good movie. I saw it. Yeah.
And so I was so excited to talk to Roger Sharp about, this whole 1/6 scale replica with a digital aspect to play it on the play field. And I couldn't believe, the guy, God bless him, he's super blunt and just super honest. And I appreciate that, right? He's like, he goes, well, if you're trying to appeal to real pinball fans, nobody's going to like it. He goes, it's like, fuck, are you crazy? He goes, people want a ball and in the ramps and all this, the details and everything that makes pinball. And I was just like, wow, it was hard to hear at the time. But I think he was right. And guys, I know everybody, again, there's disappointment and shock and all this stuff. It's like, yes, we've always prided ourselves on our products being playable. And in fact, taking it to the next level of being able to plug it into your TV, HDMI, and add external controllers. We've always taken it, as a very key aspect to our products, right? But in this case, and we decided to go this route, and I want to say one more thing, and it's whenever I've had that opportunity and to meet a lot of the really cool people in the community out at shows or whatever it is, I gotta say, a lot of people are like, my favorite thing about the line is collecting them, putting them on the shelf and running them in a track mode, and I get that vibe. I get that arcade vibe. And all I have to do is dedicate a shelf or two in my house, and I have that. And that's why we've done Replicade track mode. We're games that don't usually have an track mode. We have an option so you could turn it on, and we add, sound effects to the track mode. or we enhance them. Like in the case of Berserk, you could either do the original Berserk attract mode, which just basically has insert coin and pocket, a little bit of other stuff.
Which was scary, but when you were a kid walking by that machine, how did it know?
Yeah, and it worked, right? You're like, what? Yeah, so I mean, that's why we, even in Berserk, we have an enhanced Replicade attract mode, that has a lot more sound effects and voice clips and stuff like that. So, really at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, you could put this on your shelf and you can take it off and you can marvel at it and, look at all the details and stuff. And again, one pinball machine, yeah, but we want to make more. And we want to make this into a line and a successful line for years to come. But we need to start somewhere.
Right.
And, I always say it a million times, we're going to evolve. And it's going to be getting sicker and sicker and better.
Well,
and
it's already going that right. Like Shilo, I've seen it. I'm not involved like Glenn is into your products, but I've seen the evolution.
Yeah.
You could see it. It's there in black and white. It's and I've been thinking about this whole pinball. If you were to make it real, it's impossible. Even if you put the heaviest ball in there, in that tiny little thing, it will not behave the same way at all.
Steve, you're so right. I mean,
the physics would even not. You'd poke a hole through the back of the pinball if that.
That's why I think that
a piece of rock.
I think that I think it was, I forgot it was Marcuson who said it. Having the screen in there and using another device to mirror onto the device, I think is a better idea. I think that's a great idea.
Playable. Even if it was playable with a ball made out of steel, the physics...
It's got to be gold.
It'd be like flinging... It would have to be gold or something that has supernova weight or whatever, it's...
Steve,
yeah, so you got to be like, no.
To expand on what you're saying there, too, is like, there's rules in pinball. I mean, you got to program all this stuff. You got to do things in order to make certain things happen. It is
if the ball's not behaving like it should, forget it.
Yeah, and if it ain't working properly, or if the digital experience wasn't good, I mean, and the price point ain't right. I mean, again, those are all the reasons we want to get pinball into your collection.
I have a couple other super chats. I'm sorry, we got so many still coming through.
No problem.
This one's a good one, Shilo. This one sticks close to my own heart. This is from Chronos 6948. Any possibility of an environmental cabinet? So remember, you did have an environmental missile command back in the day, a prototype, but Discs of Tron and Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, definitely
Disney,
environmentals are something that we still want to do and have plans to do. And the great thing about them is with our scale, 1/6 scale, they still are manageable, but it's like the perfect size to do environmental. Like our, Missile Command 1 prototype, we showed that publicly, and that.
Yeah, I want really that, good. By the way. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that from you one day. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna get it from you. I want that.
Yeah. It's weird though. At the time, people were like, "Nah, just don't do the environment. Don't do the cocktails. Just do the uprights." And we did that.
You need a cocktail too. We need an environmental and you need a cocktail cable. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. And now it's different. I mean, this company, everything's changed so much. So I mean, we're looking.
I've seen some stuff in the chat here, by the way, that I agree with. There's people talking about the game Cliffhanger. Laserdisc game.
Oh, that's your game you love. That's
Oh no, but it's not just me. Look at the chat. It's lighting up like a Christmas tree. Papa Brad Gaming is in love with that game, and so am I. If you make that happen, Shilo,
you get 2 sales. There's 2 sales right there.
2 sales. I redrew all the artwork actually for that game.
That has nothing to do with the Stallone movie, does it? I can't
remember. No.
Lupin the Third. Based on 2 movies from Lupin the Third. It's the Castle of Cagliostro and the Secret of Mamo or something like that. And they're stitched together to make a Laserdisc game called Cliffhanger from Stern. And apparently,
which Atari may own right now, right?
What's that?
Well, Atari owns Stern. Do they own the rights to that at this point?
I don't know, because the rights probably reverted back to the original animator that did Lupin the Third. Or Lupin the Third. So maybe you could put out a game that's called Lupin the Third and not call it Cliffhanger. I don't know. Who knows? But
I don't know how well that'll go over.
You'd have to hire a Japanese translator, get your butt to Japan, and work out a deal.
Well, he's there all the time anyway. Let's try and catch up on
Great.
some more of these super chats. We have one from XBit Sam.
He says Eduardo loves cliffhanger. Sorry.
Yes, I did see that too. Yes. XBit Sam. Thanks for maintaining the value for early adopters by not re-releasing products that drives more value to New Wave Toys customers. And that's one of the things. Again, we talked about that before many times on the show with Shilo, that these are limited releases. So when you see these and you get the email, that's when you want to get it. You're getting a discount code. You're already getting money off the top anyway before it gets whatever's left released to the public. You're saving money there. And these things always go up in price. They're limited editions. Right now, once they're gone, they're gone. And that was always your stance, right, Shilo?
Yep. That is definitely the stance with the mini pins. Certain things like Zoltar and our Coke machine and stuff like that, we're going to make more and we're going to sell as many as we can, right? But that, for the Replicade stuff, it's all super limited edition.
And I mean, just for people who don't own any, first of all, why? But the shipping box, and Shilo looks at me all the time. Why do you still got the shipping boxes? I keep it all. I got the shipping box. I got the foam. I even have, it's funny, the different generations of shipping. Originally it was just the box in a box, and then it was a box in a box with little corner tabs around it. Then it was corner tabs and pieces of cardboard on the top. I have the entire lineage of New Wave Toys. I have a shipping collection.
Yep, evolution.
I do. And but the point I guess I was trying to make was, when people were making some issues with some shipping damage, you took that into account and you started making, the box in a box and then a box in a box with extra padding around the sides. Because you do try and make sure when they get these things, they're pretty pristine.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just another example of nobody's perfect, and we certainly aren't. And, but we're going to try to keep on improving all the time to get better and better and better. I mean, that's for sure. If you don't do that, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know.
Exactly. Thanks to Steven. I'll get this right. Marcuson. So thank you, Steven, for telling me how to pronounce that name. He wants to do a video topper, add a TV-styled one for the Atari 2600 fans, etc. Could then show at 1/6 scale. This would expand the market for the console fans. So he's looking for a video topper, add the TV style stand, I guess, which we had kind of talked about before, your little screen and stuff like that. I think that could be used.
That person is going to be happy with our redesign of our mini TV.
I know I'm going to be. I'm dying for that little sucker.
Yeah, this we're going to make it better. I mean, we need to sell more than just, like I said, guys who want to do a screen mirroring on top of their Dragon's Lair and Space Aces.
And just so people know, that is for the second release of those. Those was released just because the original ones did not have an HDMI out on them. So that was an exception to the rule to get that effect because they didn't have it on the originals.
That, and we added the original. Geez, why is it slipping my mind now? Cinematronics branding.
Right.
Yeah. So that was another big thing, and then we made it extra cool because I think the first gen Laserdisc versus the LDV 1000, right? Totally different. It was like the first gen one was like, that was the first commercial Laserdisc player ever made, in the first Dragon's Lair with the brown.
Yeah, but it worked for about 3 hours and broke, and had to fix it, and worked 3 hours, broke, and fix it.
It's kind of like our black hole pinball machine we have at the HQ. That's so funny.
You just look at it wrong, it dies.
Oh, it's just incredible. It's just insane.
But that pinball, I mean, that and Haunted House was so cool because of that secondary play field. I remember the first time I played it, I don't know what the hell was going on. Like I lost the ball. Then the ball's like, oh no, I'm still playing.
And you're facing it. It's cool the way it's reversed
backwards. Too. Absolutely.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. They're beautiful pinball tables. They really are.
I like Black Hole. I'm on board with that, but I definitely want to get a Haunted House. I liked the music playing in the background with the Haunted House. It's just really
good. The list is endless of
pinball
potential.
Man, there's so many good.
There's so many. Like I'm a big Black Knight fan.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And you wouldn't be able to squeeze that onto a little one, but it's such a great looking pinball. It's epic. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
and some people it's different, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's about the looks. It's about the features. It's about how much mechanically things in 3-dimensional things we could bring into pinball.
Oh yeah,
Now,
it's really cool, you know.
I'm sorry, I have another super chat from Bullshit and Ryucat. Shilo,
yeah.
thank you. Shilo, we love what New Wave Toys has done to recapture our 80s and 90s youth. Thank you. Robotron Replicade, when? not if, when.
ASAP, baby.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that's a top fiver. That's a top fiver, right?
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna say that's like the holy grail almost of arcade machines. Is that
it kind of is like the cream of the crop, isn't it? It is. Just,
oh yeah, it's up there with Pac-Man and all that stuff.
Defender.
You know?
I love Crazy Climber though. I guess it's not as big, but I loved Crazy Climber. Dual joysticks.
Dual joysticks, yeah.
We got another.
There was just something about it with all the crap going on the screen. You needed to be in the zone, and you need to be like high on something to be able to keep up with everything that's on the screen. Or,
if you can't get Robotron, do Lamatron. Lamatron. You know what Lamatron is, right?
I have no idea.
What is Lamatron?
The guy who did the Tempest 2000 for Ikari. He did Lamatron. It's Robotron with llamas.
Oh, geez, okay.
It's phenomenal. It's great.
Maybe it could be a hidden game in the Replicade if you unlock it or something. Get Robotron and then Lamicade if you put a joystick code left, right, up, down,
something like that.
At the menu screen, you know.
We got another super chat from Video Game Vegas. Shilo, I need Attack from Mars with wiggling aliens.
A lot of people with needs in the chat.
That's what I'm saying. We can do stuff like that, right? And we can get those toys animated.
Well, there's what was it a few years ago? Ghostbusters. They released a new release of Ghostbusters, a pinball machine, and it had like Slimer and all this stuff moving around. So even the newer pinballs, you know, that are $10,000.
Well, that's gonna be even more crazy because when you start getting, the Gottlieb tables are relatively simple. I mean, this is still complex with the two play fields. When you start getting to like the new things like Star Trek: The Next Generation, Godzilla,
Ghostbusters,
there's gonna be so many little pieces in there. Is that still feasible to do to make all those little parts on something in that scale?
Well, yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's the plan.
I mean, we can mold things in miniature, right? I mean, plastic. There's some limitations, but our scale is big enough that we can recreate these toys in 3-dimensional on the play field, and that's what's exciting. Right?
Will these have like a tilt? Like if you hit the table, does it give you like a tilt?
There's not an accelerometer. There's no tilt. But again,
version 2.
That's
down the road.
That's adding. Yeah.
We have get this one sold first, and then, that's what he's saying.
That's right. Again, it depends on are people really going to back this, and is it a line, and that's what we're gauging right now.
And right now, let me pull up real quick here. We still have 20 days, 22 hours, 33 minutes, 24 seconds. If you want to go over and save 20% with coupon code Mini-Pin over at New Wave Toys.
That's right, baby.
I have a confession.
Uh-oh.
You guys were talking about like the gentleman with the comment earlier that he would just go in his arcade room and just turn stuff on and sit there.
A lot of people do that.
I've done that many times.
Yes.
I turn them all on. I don't play them.
Yep.
I just sit there and sit in my chair and just
catch the vibe.
Absorb the
it takes you back.
The whole thing.
It takes you back.
And then you've got like 80s hairband music playing, and you've got all this stuff going on, and you're taken back, literally, just right there, just with the sight and the sounds. You don't even have to play it. You just sit there.
Yep.
And then you feel good. Like it literally, I think, releases endorphins, they call it, dopamine. Yeah. You're good after that. You feel a lot better.
It does bring you back.
Steve, you said it, man, and I can't tell you how many people have mirrored that same comment about our stuff. And
it's almost therapeutical to some level. I'm not trying to be fresh here, but
no,
literally that you go in there and you it's almost like going in a time machine, literally, and you sit there and you're like, the sounds of Pac-Man and Metal Slug, all that stuff.
Everything.
And you walk out of that room, even turning it all off, and you're like,
I think you have to work with Remington, Shilo. Remington used to make these aroma disc players. You need to have like smoke smell, pizza smell, beer smell and you play these aroma discs.
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision, exactly. Or scratch and sniff, something. We need to have that next.
Yeah.
It smells like a real ashtray screwed to the side of a cabinet. Same thing.
We have another super chat again from Goofyfoot. Goofyfoot's throwing down the money. As a new wave toys addict, which I think a lot of us are, could I get a taste of 80s nostalgia flight stick title, Mad Planets, Gorf, or Satan's Hollow? Three good games there. Especially Gorf.
Use the same freaking stick, don't they?
Yes.
Or maybe the Gorf one is
in
different.
fact, it's very similar to the GRS stick right there. If I can point to right.
Somebody else was all hot about Mad Planets, and not a people. I don't think a lot of Goofy I love it. I think it's P-Dubs. P-Dubs was telling me he was loving Mad Planets. So I'm like, I love it too.
But Mad Planets, I thought used a rotation stick. Did it not? Was I wrong? I thought it used a rotation stick.
I think it's a flight stick, and I think it's the same as Satan's Hollow. And
did it have a rotary knob? It must have had a rotary knob.
Around, I think. If
Did
I'm not
it?
mistaken.
It had to.
I think so. To turn the ship around, I think.
Because my Ikari stick, it's one of the games I play with the Ikari stick. Because you have your direction joystick, but then you rotate the top to turn your ship. Maybe it's just a flight stick and a knob. I haven't played a game in a long time, so I don't remember.
The guy on YouTube, John's R-Cade, has one. A Mad Planet.
He has everything. John's R-Cade.
Yeah,
that guy have?
He hasn't published anything in 2 years, but
you know what?
One
of the last things he did was an unboxing of our product. Then he just disappeared, and I haven't talked to him
because he saw the shining light. There's nothing more to do. He saw the light.
Yeah, he was heavily invested too. He would go into his garage for weeks, and he got me into this stuff.
He's good, man. I really like it. He used to go around and visit different arcades and stuff, and talk to the owners and shit. I really liked his content, and
I watched him religiously too. It was really good to watch. And, hey guys, welcome to the basement.
Yeah.
And he would have this.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna email him. I'm gonna email him, make sure he's doing okay.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years, and he just fell off the planet or radar, and
he fell off the Mad Planet.
The Mad Planet, yeah, exactly. No pun intended there. Yeah.
I will tell you that Tron is a real challenge. I mean, we've been trying.
We can do it. It can be done, Charlie. We're teaming up here. We can do it.
It ain't that.
I think technically is doable. It's licensing,
man. Yeah. It's the licensing.
That's it. I know.
The company that owns it.
Yeah, that D word company. The big D. Big D. Yeah. Who's got the KK working for her? That's the Kathleen Kennedy, not another KK. Kathleen Kennedy. Which
don't get him started.
Yeah. My blood's going.
He gets triggered.
How about the new
right there? Look, Charles. She jumped right on your screen. Get out of here, Kathleen Kennedy. Be gone. Get out of here.
Well, it ain't Kathleen Kennedy. It's this nut job director.
Yeah.
Who's like, I like making straight men feel uncomfortable. I'm like, what, dude? Nobody's gonna go see your shitty fucking Star Wars movie, bitch.
Yeah, he said that, not us.
No, but he's right. Oh, I've said it. I'm pretty sure I said that. I'm pretty sure I did.
I used my indoor voice in my brain when I said that.
I mean, I have to say it.
Shilo just said it, and thank you for that. I appreciate that. The voice of reason, Shilo.
We are actually almost caught up on super chats. I have one here from Mike Sarna. Any truth to rumors on dipping into 3/4 scale arcades, Shilo?
We're definitely doing something that's kind of crazy, and it involves a collaboration with my good bud there, Glenn. And stay tuned. Next month we'll be revealing it.
I'm excited, man.
Me too. It's killing me.
We just got a bunch of updates and prototypes done and stuff, and I mean,
he's teasing me because I know what it is. Then he goes, Glenn, I just got this one, and it's blowing my mind. I'm like, God damn it! I haven't even seen it yet.
It's pretty awesome. You guys are gonna like it, especially if it's real.
Yeah.
It's legit. It's legit.
So I'm going to be the voice of. We're 30 minutes over, which is fine.
Okay.
I don't have my Depends diapers on.
Thank God tonight.
I'm wearing mine. I just took it
wow. Yeah, that's the thing. Could we see if we can?
Well, if you got a drop, Steven, you can drop. It's okay.
Yeah, like I don't want to be. If you guys want to keep going, go for it.
We still have a few things to cover, but if you have to drop, Steven, I totally understand.
Yeah.
I guess we got a few more things to talk about, Steve.
So. I will thank everybody in the chat for showing up. You too, Shilo. Seeing you again was an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, good seeing you.
And I will drop out. And
so you're still here,
everybody. See, and we'll.
All right, Steve. Take care, man.
There you go. Put that on, and then we're good.
You're still here.
Just put a little thing around my lips. Pretend I'm talking or something. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
All right. Good night, guys.
Nice, Steve.
Appreciate it. Bye.
So the other super chat we had gotten was from Mike Sarna. Any truth? Oh, we did that one already. I'm sorry. Messiah's Gaming. Any chance on bundles for your toys? I'm interested. Now you generally do, like right now you can get the 2 pinballs at a price, or you do bundle like that. But I'm not sure if maybe he's asking past that Messiah. He does kind of do that now, but only usually during the pre-orders, right?
Yeah, we always have an extra collector's choice bundle that gives you a little more savings for our hardcore community guys that definitely want either both or they want an extra and it's smart to buy an extra because you can keep it sealed in the box and then just sell it later for way more than you paid.
I never forget the movie Contact when the line was, the government, why build 1 when you could build 2 for twice the price? You know, it sticks with you.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's definitely that for the black hole pins too. You know, you save a little bit more money. You get them shipped in their own dedicated master cartons, sealed at the factory. Little things like that make a difference to a lot of hardcore collectors.
Actually, that's how I got my Ghouls and Ghosts and Goblins. It was the 2-pack I had gotten.
That's right. And on that note, we're gonna have a little giveaway here, guys, for everybody that's stuck around and's in here.
Steven can't get it. He left. Haha.
Steven left. Ha! Screw you, Steven. Yeah, we're going to give away a Berserk and Frenzy Collector's Choice bundle.
Nice.
When we're wrapping this up tonight.
Nice. Messiah, actually, we're caught up, so we can bring you up right now. He wanted to bundle 2 different games. That's something you may offer if you...
Yes.
You will. Okay. So there you go, Messiah.
We did with Berserk and Frenzy. We did with Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts, right? So yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that's actually really cool. So guys, just for the guys sticking around, we still have almost 200 people in the chat. So that is cool that we're doing this giveaway. I was going to say we covered everything here. So we did talk about the pinball. Is there any other questions about the pinball? I think we kind of hit everything on it. But if you have any questions, now we're finally caught up. And now that Steven's not here to talk anymore.
Well, no, let's hear it. I mean, guys, everybody's got their opinion on pinball. I'll answer anything right now. You know, I'm maybe starting to sound like a broken record because I'm going to keep on hitting on the same points because those are the main points.
Well, I think the ultimate thing was when you first was announcing or the stuff was going out. Thank you very much for the super chat, Bendaro. We really appreciate it. I think the expectation at that point was they were thinking that it was going to be a V-pin. And that's kind of what drove it. But I think once people actually see this pinball, like this Frenzy holding in your hands, I'm going to stop talking so we can talk about this Frenzy because it looks really good.
No, go ahead.
I'm being drawn. Well, I just think that, you know, the people were saying, and this came up a lot in the fan group page, people were saying that they expect it to be playable. New Wave Toys expect it to be playable. But New Wave Toys was, yes, you definitely have stuff that's playable, but you're trying to branch out for things that not necessarily are playable, but have nostalgia factor and are authentic looking. And I do think the pinball with the sound effects and the coins working and all that stuff, and even seeing the black hole rotate. So you're doing things like that still, I think is really cool. And who knows what the future will bring. But I'm going to shut up now because I want to see this Frenzy.
No, thanks, Glenn. And you're right. And it's just going to go up and up from here. And I'm telling you, it is stunning. And when you look at it, and we have a bunch of improvements to make on it because it's a prototype. But I am particularly in love with this cabinet. and all the crazy details on it. And this not going to show up on camera here, but this is a production model. This exposed metal here on this metal control panel, it's such a sick detail. And I don't know why you guys can see. We haven't really talked about this much, but you can see we really improved the profile of our buttons, and they're all micro switches now, right? So they're low profile, but they're super accurate and responsive. And there's the fluttering marquee, which you can set to 1 minute, 5 minutes, or just shut it off completely. Just keep it on or off, whatever you want. But this is my favorite, even over Berserk to date, just because of the crazy details we put. And we'll be releasing more information on this. Obviously, more details and showing everybody. But I do want to show the board drawer just because it's so cool.
Yeah, does it pop out? You have to pull it.
No, you just pull it. You just pull it out. So look, I want to also mention that we added this little sticker. Take that off, you guys, when you get it. Okay, it's just to show you that's where you press to close it and to open it. That's it. It's not meant to be there. It's just meant to help people understand how to open and close it. Take a look at this.
That looks really cool.
It's a replica of the original PCB, power supplies, soundboards, all that stuff. So I don't know what else we can do. I want to hear from people. What do you want to see next for details out of Replicade? Because we got the brains now of laser displayers and PCB boards and stuff like that.
And that still also has the Fox power cord, right? That connects to the back.
Yeah, and actually we'll be showing a little something special about how those can be used coming up later on this year too, which is just a really vague hint.
You heard here first. That dumbass sticker is not collectible.
Yeah, so this is really great. These are in production right now. I'm also particularly proud of the coin slots.
Yeah, that is a really nice detail, the illumination, but that the coins actually work now. I do like that. So I have tiny hands anyway, so I'm fine with putting the coins in. But it's just a nice addition to that to have a functioning coin door. That's kind of really cool.
It's just it was such a long thing in the works. We had no idea how we were going to do it, and it's finally we figured it out, and and now it's going to be on everything. It is on everything. It's like just part of the hopefully the magic we provide to somebody. It's like, oh, you have to put a coin in, and that's going to become more and more and more a thing of the past. A lot of arcades are free play now. You don't have to put coins in. There still is some that you do have to put the coins in, and that's just part of it, right? No money, no honey. You can't play unless you have coins in your pocket, right? So yeah.
I'm dying just for the Berserk, just to say that coin detect in a pocket. I'll never forget. I was in a pizzeria. I think it was 13 at the time, and I was walking by this machine that says coin detect in a pocket. I really thought, there was a metal detector? How did it know I had the coin in my pocket? It really got me. And I loved playing that game in the arcade. It was just so much fun. I never played Frenzy in the arcade. I only played that at home. But Berserk.
There was certainly a lot less Frenzy cabs made than Berserk, right? Berserk was a big cab run. It's 50,000 cabs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a nice run.
Dude, it was a 19... I think it was 80 or 81. I mean, it was one of the biggest games right before Pac-Man. That was a serious game.
Killed somebody. First video game fatality was because of Berserk. I had a heart attack playing it.
Oh, it was you, and you're still alive?
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But it's true. The first video game fatality, a guy was playing Berserk, and the guy had a heart attack playing the game, and he died.
Oh, I know. We posted about that, and there's another one too that's kind of been debunked, but it's a little bit of an urban myth. It's like, why is everybody dying when they play Berserk?
Because it's AI and it's killing us when we play it.
Yeah. But anyways, those two are coming next, guys. We obviously announced the delay with Zoltar. We just can't release a product that's not 100%.
Yeah, but Zoltar was looking pretty good. I had a video of him here. Where did I put the Zoltar video?
Oh, he's looking really good, and the animation's nice and smooth, and you know the animation motor's nice and quiet, and it's just this thing we found.
I think the problem, if I'm not correct, was the tickets came out. They weren't coming out right. That was the issue.
They would come out inconsistently based on what you were doing with your power. So if you're running in battery, you know, maybe at full charge to 40% down, it would work okay. Then after that, it starts, you know, inconsistently spitting out the tickets. And then also when you're charging, it was also a problem. It was just a voltage problem. The factory screwed up the board, and it's all on them to fix it. But I mean, it sucks for us because we want to get that thing launched out to everybody and obviously want to sell it to more people.
Now, are those tickets individual that spits out, or is it actually on a reel?
It's on a reel. So that was another thing with the how it worked out with the reel and how many tickets you could have on the reel without it screwing up how it ejected. You know, that's another reason we went from having them all on one reel to splitting it into 2 reels, because we care about these things. You know, we care about what you're going to get in the end, and hopefully exceeding your expectations, guys, that purchase our stuff.
Anything for a New Wave Toys gumball machine?
Yeah, I like the idea. There's a whole bunch of little accessories we got planned for this year that will be dropping here as soon as we start getting.
Shilo, it's got to work and give me real gum. Otherwise, you know, I'm not going to want it.
I mean, again, guys, everybody's allowed their own opinion, and it's like, I get it. It's a little shocking, but I think people will come around and just consider everything, you know. With that said, let's give away a Berserkin Frenzy.
Oh, all right, chat. This is it. The time is here.
Right. So I got a Shiloh's trivia question for you guys. And Glenn knows the answer, so we'll be looking, right? First person to answer wins. Berserkin Frenzy, Collector's Edition, Collector's Choice Bundle. All right. Are you ready for the question, everybody? Is everybody there?
Well, hold on, Charlotte. You have my cell phone? I forgot. Text me so I can watch in the chat. I want to make sure I get this right. Text me what the answer is.
Yeah. I don't have my phone beside me, Glenn.
Do you have your computer? You can Teams me, send me a message in Facebook.
It's okay. I'll watch out for it.
Well, I said, okay, I totally forgot what it was. He told me before the show in typical Glenn fashion. Didn't write it down.
Okay. All right. What classic early 1980s comedy was Black Hole Pinball featured in? And it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Top 5er. I'll give you one more hint. It's Canadian.
Well, the chat is totally stopped right now, so people are thinking. Oh, I think we got it.
Man, this is hard to read. Holy shit. My eyes are bad anyways. The end. Oh, there it is.
He's right? That's what I think it is?
No. It's, I think somebody said, why is this so hard to read? Holy
I know, it goes by quick too, doesn't it?
It's just really hard to read. Why is it so? It's not the thing. It's so blurry, Glenn. I can't even read it. Oh my God. How did you forget? I told you 3 times.
You did. I got too excited. I think it's there, but I can't say it because if I'm wrong, then I just gave it away.
Okay, well, if you think it's there, it's it's Strange Brew. Did somebody get it?
Yeah, someone did get it. I just lost it here, but hold on. I've got to find the first one here.
You got to find the first one.
Yep. I thought it was Strange Brew.
It's Strange Brew, baby.
I
can never get enough Strange Brew. I love that movie. I watch it all the time still. It's
Where
funny.
did it go?
Makes me laugh.
Man, it's going by so fast. That's the problem.
I don't even know how you read it. It's so blurry.
Here we go. I think we got it right here. I got to pull it up here. Dun, dun, dun.
You are a wiener. Email Glenn.
I got to pull up so he knows who it is. It is Desmond Aries Delangelo, Strange Brew.
Got it, bud.
Put it down in the chat right here. Boom, boom. Got to email me.
Congrats. I got my coin.
Boom. There is our winner. It went by so fast, though, you know?
Just like life. Just like life, eh, Glenn?
Yep, there's our winner right there. Boom. Finally was able to pull it up.
Congrats, bud.
So congratulations. So what did it win again, Shilo?
That's a Berserk and Frenzy, both cabs, collector's choice bundle.
All right, so Desmond, you need to send me an email at glensretroshow@gmail.com. I need your obviously full name, your address, and the phone number, because you ask that for shipping as well. And I'll get that over to Shilo, and he will get them out as soon as they're in stock. Which we're still hoping for around April, right? March, April?
March. Yep. So we're just finishing production right now, so we'll be on the water here shortly. First week of February, and here by the end, hopefully first week of March.
That's awesome. I cannot wait. Even my shells are running out of space. I'm running. All the stuff may end up in the storage. I've just contemplating again putting stuff in storage because I'm going to concentrate more on obviously the 1/6 scale because they take up less space and they're still fun to play. So these may end up being still looking big because I use a camera angle, to kind of change it out here. But Shilo, I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else you wanted to tell anyone here tonight?
I want to thank everybody for their support over the years and everybody who's stuck with us. And, I know that the whole mini pin thing is shocking and disappointing to some people. And, stay tuned and, hopefully we can change your mind. And, we're just looking for as many people to get in here as early as possible so we can really, prove this line to ourselves and sign up more licenses and, get another one announced at least, this year and shipping this time next year. So, we want to do a couple pins every year, a couple mini pins, and really excited about it. So, anybody has any more last minute questions, let's do them. If not, we'll call it a night.
And remember, Shall be on in about a month or so to make another announcement. The collaboration project between GRS and T-Sticks and New Wave Toys, our first collaboration, will be revealed in just about a month. Finally. I mean, they were going crazy at the Cleveland Gaming Expo. They were going nuts.
Everything comes in time. Everything takes so much time to develop properly. Right? It's just like, man, this ain't right. This ain't right. This ain't right. All these things all the time. But all that work is worth it when we can launch a product and be proud of it and exceeds people's expectations. That's what it's all about.
That's it. For me personally, I mean, I've been buying your stuff since the Kickstarter. I've been buying obviously everyone's brands, but what I like about you guys is you're like me in the fact of you pride yourself on the quality part and making sure that the end user really enjoys what they have. And that's what I kind of do myself. I put myself in the place of the person, and everything is after that fact. Some companies, I won't name names, R-Cade One Up, that just out there to shill a product out there and sell it. And I tried to help them. That's what I'm saying. I tried. They didn't care.
I know you did.
Yeah, they didn't care. In fact, they simply said, "We'll just steal it instead," and still couldn't do that right.
That's so brutal.
But that's what I like about you guys. You are a small company. People have to remember that as well. So, when they sell these products at these price points, you got to realize a lot goes into the manufacturing, a lot goes into paying people's own bills, the employees' bills, and then whatever's left kind of gets rolled into the next product with a little bit extra. But you guys are not an IBM. You guys are not an Apple. You're a small company that cares about what you're releasing out to the people, and you actually care about what you thought about in the community. We have the official fan page on Facebook, and you guys are in there. Whether you make comments, and I know you guys are there, and you read and you see what people say. Oh, yeah. And we've had conversations outside of that saying, listen, this person made this comment, and let's try and make it right. I don't know too many people who do that. There are some that do, but you have more times than not said, let's make this right. Let's get this fixed. Let's take care of this. And that says a lot to me about not only your own yourself as a person, but what your vision is for your company. And that's just something I want to thank you for, because I spent my money. I mean, I'm not going to lie, Shilo has sent stuff to me for review, absolutely. But I've also bought every single one he's had on top of that, because I believe in what he's doing. I want to support him. And people say the same thing when they buy my stuff. They want to support me. They make good stuff. I actually, in this show, I have to say, the one comment about the screen under the playfield, I think it's an awesome idea for the second generation pinballs. And I think a little mini jukebox. We made a little record player that comes in up and down, but plays like MP3s, and having the little bubbles.
Nice addition, right?
That would be really cool. That would be really cool. I just saw it on the screen, the little Walkman. You still making those power banks, like the Walkmans? Are they still available?
Yeah, they are. And it's funny that the power has been going out here quite a bit. And that thing saved my ass a few times. I think everybody should get one. If it's not ours, go buy somebody else's. But you should have a power bank, man. They're really handy. If you don't have one, get one.
You can
Especially when the power goes out, man. You can't charge anything.
Right.
You know? And if you don't have candles and stuff, you got to get prepared. I mean, we got to be prepared.
Yep. And just real quick, so you still have 20 hours, 20 days, 22 hours, 5 minutes. You can see right here, he's got a pre-order for a single or a double unit. The single unit is going $199, but of course you have your little coupon you can put in for it for discount, and $389 for a double twin pack. That lower playfield, I love that. Some things still on sale. You still have some of your boom boxes. It looks like it's still available.
Yep.
And you have the book, the Supercade book.
That was a book we dropped in December. Those are actually all signed by our buddy Van too. She signed them all for us, and she's really cool and does great work and has an awesome collection of arcade machines.
The boom box, I got to say, the Bluetooth boom boxes, I can attest, they sound phenomenal. I mean, they're small, but they sound really good. Even the tiny one still has really good sound out of it.
It does, and it's funny. Steve was talking about putting tunes on when you're enjoying your arcade ambiance, and that's what we're all about. And that's why we did make that small one, because you actually put that music on. It's the same sort of scale as the machines, but it still sounds good. And we really love the whole creating the ambience type thing, type vibe.
And there's the power bank right here. But this is the sad part, and this is why you guys should not wait. Sold out. Sold out.
Yeah,
sold out.
We had an excellent year last year. It was by far our biggest year, and we've been growing every year. Had a little hiccups there during the COVID time and all that, but we thank everybody for their support. And I mean, again, we just had an outstanding year, but now we got to comp that and do even better this year. So that's why there's going to be a lot of releases. And then we're also looking to, drive volume on some of our other key SKUs that really have more mass appeal, like Zoltar or the Coke machine, stuff like that. And
you still got the cigarette machine coming out, and the Art-O-Matic still coming out, which are kind of cool. But I'm not going to lie, Zoltar is my son. We used to go to Playland. We still go to Playland, in fact. But the movie Big was filmed down there, and they had a Zoltar machine. It was there every year. It was gone this year. They took it away. I don't know if it broke.
Really?
Yeah, it was right by the Dragon Coaster. By the Dragon Coaster and the wheel. Every year we used to go there. My son would do it. I still have in his room the cards. We get the little card out of Zoltar. We kept them over there, but it is gone. So he's got his door closed. He can't hear it. So I got one for him, because I know he's going to just absolutely adore having that Zoltar cabinet.
Yeah, so we got to get that out before we announce the next animatronic project, which we're pretty excited about that too. So yeah, it's going great. I mean, we got good lines, and we got a bunch of other stuff we teased last year.
The Cokes are all sold out too? Your Coke machines are all sold out?
Yeah, we sold out of those in the Coke one was sold out in 3 weeks. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal how fast that sold. It was crazy. So, yeah, we got more of those on the way, though. We're actually reproducing more of the Coke Classic, but new Coke, forget it. If you got one of those, you're smart, because that thing's going to skyrocket in value.
Yeah, because no one drinks it. No one likes new Coke. No one.
Nobody likes it. Nobody ever liked it, or very few people did. But there's such an interesting little marketing story and everything beyond with that era, right? It's funny because all that happened, but Coke never got more press ever than they did with that. So,
I got a super chat from Marcuson again. He's got to ask, why is Asteroids completely left out of the past cab list of sold out? I didn't even notice that. Is
it?
Yeah, he said. I'm looking right now. Got the Cuberts. We have the Dragon's Lair Space Ace. Ghouls and Ghosts. Maybe just an oversight, but yeah, it's not there.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, we like having the old cabs up there, so we'll. Oh,
1942.
Yeah.
It's not there.
I don't know. Maybe we. Oh, hold on.
Tempest, Centipede. No, you're going right down to that's it. Asteroids is missing.
Oh, shit.
Look at that.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, we actually are updating the Berserk and Frenzy product pages too, so those aren't on there right now. We just got in, like I showed you, the Frenzy and the Berserk. Man, they turned out awesome.
And remember, for people who don't have any of these yet, they're wood, they're metal. There is some plastic in there, but the coin doors are metal. The actual cabinet's made out of wood. And now they have these have the 3.0 or are they still 2.5 CRT lenses on Berserk and Frenzy?
It's the same. It's the same as what was on Ghosts and Goblins.
Gotcha. Which I thought was great. I can't imagine what you did to make it even better.
There's nothing. It's good. It's dialed in now.
It really is. And yeah, the only problem I had with the Missile Command was just it was taking too much of the ambient light, especially from the marquee, and getting on there. That was the only problem I had with it.
It was too convex. I mean, shit. We're not freaking perfect, and we tried, and it's we improved it, so that's always gonna be the case with us. But it was a little bit too much. It gave a nice magnification, but yeah, it was too convex and just too much light reflection. We all know the problem with it, but yeah, we addressed it. So
we got another super chat. Goofyfoot's going crazy. I'm gonna make this poor guy broke. Goofy, I appreciate it. We need bigger runs of Dirty Donnie. They sell out fast.
Yeah. So Donnie's working on some new designs for the micro posters. We just shipped out all the full-size New Wave Toys posters that Donnie designed for us. It's just an awesome piece of art. And we just shipped out the apparel this week, too. We got the shirts and hoodies in from Free Gold Watch up in San Francisco Bay Area. It's a really cool company that's basically an arcade and a print shop mixed together, and it's traditional screen pulled print shop. They do amazing, beautiful work. It's all UV reactive, which we love. And so those are we'll put them up on the website probably next week or something like that. So there'll be more posters, but they will not be signed by Dirty Donnie. He only signed the ones that people pre-ordered. So we'll probably lower the price down a little bit because they aren't signed, but we'll probably get that stuff up next week. And as far as the micro posters that Goofyfoot's asking about,
yes,
we need to do bigger runs because there's never enough for everybody, and they sell out.
They sell really fast. I remember seeing it put up there. By the time I got to look, they were gone. Yeah. It's like Ticketmaster. It's like they're gone.
They're so freaking good. Donnie's such an amazing artist and such a good bud. Like he's just so on point with what he's doing. We're so aligned, you know what I mean? It's all about like arcade machines and pinball and fucking monsters and you know,
it's cool. It is very cool stuff.
Boxes,
very cool stuff.
Everything.
Monty asked, sort of like what I had right here with this little guy. Is there any possible way of just putting a plunger and having the balls just go blip and just the ball goes just down like this? Just to have that.
Thanks for asking, because it already does that.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I can't believe we haven't said that.
So the plunger works.
The plunger pulls, and there's a little it's 1/6 scale. I can't remember what size BB it turned out to be, but it's like just this little tiny steel ball, and it'll plunge and you'll pop it up a bit, but it can't go past a certain point.
Well, you heard here first. No one has heard this before. Working plunger.
I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. So those are the types of you know, working mechanical things you could pull on and twist and turn and blah, 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 you know? So
do the plungers do anything? If you press the sides, do the plungers do anything?
No. Okay. Remember one thing with Black Hole and these Gottlieb tables, Black Hole, Haunted House, 6 flippers.
Yes.
Yeah, 6 freaking flippers, man. I remember seeing those when they very first started, like the multiple flippers, and it blew my mind. I'm like, oh my God, so many flippers. I actually prefer just 2.
I do too, but I got to admit, like I said, that lower thing with the flippers reversed, it threw me for a
so cool. Yeah.
Back in the day, because it throws you completely out of whack. You have to reimagine it. And the other tables, you had the upper player field, and you had to keep the ball up top. They got crazy with it. They really did.
They did, and that's all. I believe. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Shilo, you're on the phone too long. Time to get off.
Yeah. It's actually one of my partners.
You tell Super Gamer Dudes to wait their turn. I got you right now. They can wait.
They can damn well wait. So yeah, I'll have to sign off here pretty soon.
Yeah. Listen. I appreciate you guys coming on again, Shilo, for the announcement. All the information we got on the pinball table. I think we covered pretty much any question people would have asked, including a functioning plunger and a little BB at least goes around. So it does that.
We'll make a video next week, guys, and we'll post that up with the plunger. It's all metal too, by the way. The whole plunger assembly is all metal. It's cool.
That's nice. Is that good spring action on it?
Yep. Yeah, it's very simple, right? Just a spring and metal plunger. But I'm telling you, man, when you take a plunger and make it like we die cast it in metal, it just has a right feel to it and the right look to it. So, I mean, we're taking this real seriously. And the question on the flippers, it's like, no, we decided not to do that. We could have. That is one thing we could have got going. But then the buttons need to stick out too much and they're out of scale. And we just decided, let's just get this real nicely scaled and, you know, just a really nice visual piece of art, basically functioning, you know, but not fully playable.
Well, I also, in addition to thanking you, Shilo, again, for coming on, and I'll see you in a month for the other announcement. But I really want to thank all the people in the chat. Normally, we try and engage you guys a lot more. I don't normally get 250 people. I think we hit 253. I don't get that kind of people at one time. So we couldn't keep up with the chat. Like we try and engage you guys as much.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
But I do appreciate every one of you guys here tonight. Shilo as well. We appreciate you guys supporting New Wave Toys, asking your questions. Hopefully they were all answered. If they were not answered and you're on Facebook, please go over to the official New Wave Toys global fan page on Facebook. Go in there. We have a lot of people answering questions in there as well. And if they're not answered there, we'll bring them on the show again, of course, here. Shilo, anything you want to say before we close out the show?
I just want to thank everybody again for support. I can't say that enough because, I mean, we're in this together and, you know, just love the community and certainly don't like disappointing people or anything like that. But I hope this helped people understand the product positioning and the thinking behind the product and the evolution that to get us here today. And with the goal of, yeah, let's get some mini pins out, you know, let's do this. So although this might be a deal breaker for some people, I think some people will come around in time. We just want to thank again early adopters, anybody who's pre-ordered, and everybody who supported us throughout the years. Thank you very much. We've got a jam-packed year, and stick around. It's going to be real fun. It's going to be a real fun year.
And remember, you still have a chance to pre-order. So if you want to be an early backer, you still have about 20 days to get on that pre-order.
Yep, you bet. And you should, because you'll save money. You'll get in. You'll get it first. You'll get all the behind-the-scenes stuff. You could feel our pain as we become across problems. It's always a fun, eventful journey. So yeah, please join us. And thank you again, Glenn, for all your support. And really looking forward to unveiling our collaboration next month. And onward and upward, guys.
That's it.
Thanks, everybody.
Again, everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. And remember, this is all fun. It's great. New Wave Toys is awesome. But they are fun and toys. Remember, nothing takes precedence over family and friends. Shiloh's a friend of mine. Shiloh's a friend of mine. Got to go that way. And I appreciate him every day. Make sure you take a moment just to tell someone you care and love them, because tomorrow is never promised. But in between those times, enjoy your night. Enjoy your weekend. Game on, my friends.
Game on.
Skool Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka!
Game on.